Hey everyone, this is Monday Plaga. I've made a dozen or so VRChat avatars of various streamers who roleplay on the Grand Theft Auto 5 server in NoPixel. I wanted to share my process since I've taught myself how to do this from watching a number of different videos and reading forum posts, and I thought it would just be nice to have it all in one place. The things I go over in this short series will also apply if you already have the 3D assets from other games. In order to follow along, you'll need a number of different programs installed. Links will be in the description of the video. In order to rip models from Grand Theft Auto, you'll need a copy of the game installed. The software I use to rip the 3D assets called OpenIV. You'll need a conversion script to turn the open object files into OBJ files. You'll need 3D modeling software. I personally use Blender because it's free. However, you can use whatever software you're most comfortable with instead. And finally, in order to upload to VRChat, you'll need a specific version of Unity. At the time of recording this video, VRChat is using Unity 2019.4.29. And also importantly, you'll need to be a trusted user of VRChat in order to upload your own content, which means you'll need to spend several hours playing and having a number of members as friends. So with all that said, let's get started. I'm going to be creating a VRChat avatar of Jimmy, which is one of Penta's new characters from GTA. So let's start by figuring out what the PED model name of Jimmy is. To do this, I like to use 5M's documentation website and looking around until I find it. Once I have found Jimmy's PED model name, I can look it up in OpenIV and begin extracting all the assets. Alright, so we can see here the PED model I want to extract is called AMYSkater01. So I'll just copy that and search for it in OpenIV. When you open the program for the first time, you'll need to tell it where your installation of GTA is, so go ahead and do that on your own, and I'll just click this search button here and paste in the model name. Since GTA models typically have character-specific props and accessories, there may be a number of different things to select here. The meshes will be contained in files called YDD, and the textures will end in extension YTD. Once you open up the mesh file, you'll see a graphical representation of the files. Now you can go through and figure out the exact combination of meshes you want to extract. Quick note here, I found that extracting only the base character model is best as opposed to exporting things like hats and other accessories, because it's nice to have those as toggleable objects in VRChat, so you can customize your look while you're in there. I'll go over that in a later video. Now I'll take note of the names of all the different files I want here on the left hand side of the screen to make extraction a bit easier. Now I'll right click the YDD file I was looking at earlier and select Extract to Open Formats, which extracts the files as ODD files. While I'm here, I'll also go through all the different textures in the YTD file and grab the ones that I want for the model. You can also save time here by just clicking Export All Textures button in the bottom lower corner and just move the ones you want out to a new subfolder in the directory. I personally export them as PNG, but I'm not really sure if there's a better option. Let me know if you found something better to do here. Note, once you extract all these texture files, you'll notice there's a diff, normal, and spec version of each file. All you'll be needing are the diff files. Once you have all the mesh and texture files extracted, we're done with OpenIV and you can move on to file conversion. The ODD and ODR files are not compatible with Blender, so you have to convert them into OBJ files. I found a script to accomplish just that. You can just drag the contents of the script into the directory containing all your ODR files and execute it, and then you'll get all these OBJ files. I like to keep things neat and drag them all to a new directory to make work a bit easier. Now that I have all the OBJ files and textures, I'm ready to import them into Blender. I'm using Blender 2.91 because it's what I learned on, but if you're more comfortable with a different version of Blender, hopefully you can still follow along. Open a new general project and delete the cube that appears. I would also suggest deleting the camera and light, since Unity will have its own camera and light objects, and you'll just have to delete them there otherwise. Now go to File, Import, Wavefront, and begin importing all your OBJ files. Make sure you don't move any of them around yet, because it can make lining them up later a nightmare. Also, save often. Depending on your computer, Blender will crash from time to time, especially if you find yourself undoing actions as you go along. Seriously, save constantly. While you're importing, I would suggest making a bookmark of the directory where your avatar files are located, since you'll be doing this a few times. You can make a bookmark by navigating to your folder while in the import mode and clicking the plus icon just to the right of the Favorites section. As you import, you'll notice that each mesh file generally has a high quality, medium quality, and low quality version. This refers to the number of faces or triangles that are present in the mesh. VRChat does limit the number of triangles you can have on your avatar, and it will impact whether your avatar takes a while to load or not, but I found with these basic GTA 5 imports, it's always fine to just go with the high quality meshes. So go ahead and delete the medium and low quality layers as you go. Another quick note here. I found it's best to leave the names of the meshes alone entirely. This is because the textures have an association with them to the meshes that involve metadata like the name. I'm not entirely 100% on this, but trust me, you're better off not renaming things. When I imported the hair of Jimmy, you'll notice there were two different high quality hair textures. Simply hide them both and then unhide them to see which one is best. Clearly this one's the winner, so I'll just delete the other one. Alright, now that I have all the meshes imported, it's time to add the textures. In order to see the texture layer, you'll need to switch to Viewport Shading here in the upper right corner. By default, the meshes will have this purple color, which I believe shows that they are textureless. First, select the mesh that you want to add the texture to, and go to the Material Properties, which is this beach ball looking icon. The surface property should already be Principled BSDF, but if it isn't, go ahead and switch to that now. Then select Base Color and set it to Image Texture. Then click the folder icon that appeared and find your texture you want to set it as. Now do this for the rest of your meshes. Now we're ready to rig our avatar with bones. If all goes well, we can rig with Mixamo, which takes a lot of the pain out. If you're rigging an avatar that is fat or non-humanoid, Mixamo may not work and you'll have to rig it manually. Let's see if I'm lucky for Jimmy. I'm slightly concerned with the backpack creating issues. In order to use Mixamo, you first have to export your model as an FBX. To do this, just go to File, Export, FBX. As long as you've deleted the camera and light source, you should be good to leave all object types highlighted. Set the path mode to copy, and click the icon next to it to make sure you embed all the textures. Now go to Mixamo.com and sign up if you don't have an Adobe account, and then log in. It's free. Then go to Upload Character and select your FBX. Do your best to place the markers in the appropriate places of the model for the auto rigging. If all goes well, you'll get to see your avatar able to be placed in a number of different motions. At this stage, you'll be able to tell if there's any weird mesh warping going on that you have to fix back in Blender. In the search bar, find the T-pose and place your avatar in that posture. Then click Download, and now you'll have a fully rigged FBX file with your textures included. Since I'm reaching the 10-minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video here and pick up with checking for warps and importing into Unity in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about things covered in this video, please drop a comment down below.